Nation, and welcome to the Nantucket Sports Connection and NCTV's presentation of Nantucket. Live from the John J. O'Neill Gymnasium as your Nantucket Whalers will host the Sturgis West Navigators for the final home volleyball game of the regular season and quite possibly the year if they can't pick up a couple big wins and sneak into that top 16 seed. I am Colby Lucas on the call on the NSC on YouTube and locally on NCTV HD channel 1072. Happy to be hanging out with our crew today, Sean Davis on camera and Charles Douglas in the director's chair. Of course, before we get to our game preview, I do want to thank our founding underwriter for sports on the NSC and NCTV, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation. They've made the students of Nantucket High School a priority of their philanthropic efforts and have continued those efforts with their support of our broadcasts. The Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, proud supporters of Nantucket Whaler Athletics.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Highline Cruises, providing year-round high-speed service to Nantucket since 1996. For more info, visit highlinecruises.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Myrick O'Connell, attorney at law, providing legal services for Massachusetts residents for over a century. Learn more at myrickoconnell.com. NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast. The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding...
The board of Nantucket Youth Lacrosse and the coaches are wildly passionate about the sport of lacrosse and teaching it to Nantucket's kids. I'm Gary McCarthy, president of Nantucket Youth Lacrosse. The dedication of not only the players but the parents and coaches to running this program is really inspiring.
So what I love about the Learn to Play program is when I show up every day, the kids are coming smiling and all they want to do is have fun.
This is my third year coaching the girls Learn to Play lacrosse team here. What I really like about it is that for those that are newer to sports, they're learning leadership skills, team building, communication. They're learning not only just how to pick up and pass and catch and shoot in lacrosse. There's so much more to be gained.
The beauty of this program is to grow the love of playing and then to grow the love of the game of lacrosse and playing the game of lacrosse.
I first got involved with Nantucket Youth Lacrosse back in 2012 when we had one U15 team, and it has grown tremendously. It has been incredible to be a part of such a program.
My passion for coaching I didn't know was there until I started. Being on the lacrosse board and helping out coaching has allowed me to kind of give back to Nantucket since it is such a wonderful community.
We're driven as a board to promote inclusiveness across social, cultural, and economic backgrounds. With your assistance, financial assistance, we've been able to do that. We've given scholarships for both registration and lacrosse equipment to over 60 kids. We've also partnered with the Nantucket Boys and Girls Club for all the first and second grade Learn to Play program and made the program completely free.
What this has done for us collectively with both teams has brought together a team spirit.
When I first moved here, I found myself kind of looking towards sports and my coaches and teammates to make relationships. But when I got on the practice field and strapped up, that's really where I took off.
It gives them an opportunity to meet their new friends that they may not see in the class all the time, have that team effort and support and friendships that are built. And it's also teaching them a new sport, which is really exciting as well.
Without the youth program, our high school team wouldn't be where we are today. A lot of that is because we've been able to bridge the gap between the youth program and the high school program. They all work together. They start working on plays when they're in U11, U13, and then they fine-tune them at U15, and it gives us the opportunity to grow.
And that's what it is. It's a pipeline. And if the bigger you can start the pipeline early, the more the high school is going to benefit in the end.
The time that they're able to spend together on the boat, on the bus, hanging out, our 50-minute game is actually an 8-hour game. These girls grow up together, they learn to work together, they learn how to travel together. It's one of the better organizations on the island, and I'm proud to say I was a part of it.
Look, this doesn't happen without you. We love the sport, we love what we're doing as a group. As I say, the board is extremely passionate, not just about lacrosse, but at building a community, a lacrosse community inside of Nantucket's community. So thank you, we're very appreciative.
First hoop, Simpson gathers for Nantucket. Francis over to Aguilar. He'll look for three. Got it! Huge shot from Carp.
Nantucket Ice is about community, camaraderie, confidence, jumping in, and being part of a team. Falling, but getting back up.
And way under control. Quick shot.
It's about being part of the culture, friendships, experience. But ultimately, it's about being on the ice. Located in the heart of the island.
Good evening and welcome to John J. O'Neill Gymnasium and Nantucket High School for tonight's volleyball match between Sturgis West Navigators and your Nantucket Whalers. First, however, we want to take a moment to honor a very special cause. Tonight, our volleyball team is proud to present their uniforms tonight as their Dig Pink game dedicated to raising awareness and honoring those impacted by breast cancer. Breast cancer affects countless lives, and tonight we stand together as a community to show our support for those battling this disease, as well as to remember and honor those we have lost. As this is an MIA game, we remind participating student athletes, coaches, and contest officials they've all worked diligently to prepare for today's competition. Please show your appreciation by demonstrating good sportsmanship and respect for all in attendance. Ensure that your behaviors respect the values that should be identified with these student athletes and assume responsibility for your behavior of those around you. If you require assistance, please call upon an MIAA school or security official. Now, our great nation has persevered through the leadership and sacrifices of men and women who have served or are currently serving in our armed forces. We invite both veterans and current military personnel to stand. We thank you for your service. And now, we invite you all to stand. Remove your hats as we play our national anthem. Thank you again for your service. Now with our starting lineups, beginning with our visiting Sturgis West Navigators. At number 6, Noe Kitla. At number 40, Liv Canales. At number 2, Brody Gerlach. At number 19, Annika Gustafson. At number 4, Ashley Molinari. At number 26, Simone Sater. And at number 18, Lily Miller. Head coach, Rob Gregory. And now for your Nantucket Whalers. All graduating seniors at their final regular season home game tonight. Let's start with number 2, Lyric Pearl. Number 3, Leah Crowley. Number 4, Rihanna Cranston. Number 15, Mag Gonzalez. Number 23, Ashley Vizioli. And team captain number 8, Vicky Todorova. Head captain, Michaela Lyons.
I'd like to thank Charles Douglas for that incredible announcement to kick things off here. And another presentation of NCTV Whaler Volleyball. Of course, the Whalers 5-13 now after dropping a couple of tough games on the road against St. John Paul and Archbishop Williams. Nantucket is still in the hunt for a postseason berth, and they look to pick up a big win here at home, holding on to the number 21 spot due to their tough average record playing teams from much bigger schools in the upper division. So the Whalers look to pick up a big win against a pretty even opponent here. And we will start things off here in John J. O'Neill Gymnasium in just a few. Whalers did face this team a bit earlier in the season. Fell just barely on the road, and they'll look to get their revenge here at home. It'll be Mag Gonzalez to start things off for the Whalers. This one goes right up and over. Tough one to play for Sturgis West. They played well. This one gets under the arm of the Sturgis West player, and the Whalers will take the first point and get off to an early 1-0 lead. It'll be Gonzalez once again serving for the Whalers. This one gets right over the net. Played by the libero. Sturgis West gets it right over. Todorova puts it up to Pearl. Now to Crowley. She'll get it over and put it down for the Whaler point. So a good start here for the Whalers, setting the tone and kicking things off, making it 2-0. It'll be Gonzalez once again serving here for the Whalers. Right over the net it goes. Good double hit for Sturgis West, and they can't play Leah Crowley's answer as she gives it right back to them. And they can't quite get it over the net, so the Whalers will take a 3-0 lead. Gonzalez gets it right over, and this one gets just over the back line. A couple players thought it was tipped, but the ref's going to give the point to Sturgis West, and it'll be 3-1. Whalers still in the lead here. And they'll look to keep things going here, defending the serve. This one gets right over, and Gonzalez lets it go out of bounds. And the Whalers take a 4-1 lead early in this one. And Mariana Silva Marchi will go right in for Ashley Vizioli early in this one, and she will be the second server here for the Whalers, as she'll try to get a couple of points on the board. This one gets right over the net and just a bit over the back line. Sturgis West will get the point and will serve once again. It'll be number 18 for the Navigators. trying to get things going for them. This one gets over the net, but out of bounds. It'll be out of bounds on the right line. And the Whalers pick up another point off the serve. 5-2 is your score with Crowley serving. This one gets right over and misplayed by the Navigators. So the Whalers will pick up a big point here and make it 6-2 early in this one. Quite the start here for Nantucket. They've done great in games where they start things off great early on. This one just out of bounds for Crowley. So it'll be number 19 for Sturgis West serving. And the Whalers will try to defend and get another point. This one did mishit and it did not get to the net. So the Whalers up 7-3. Substitution as Matt Gonzalez goes out for Julie Pires. And it'll be Lyric Pearl to serve. Right over the net it goes. Tough one to play for Sturgis. This one goes to 26. She gets it right over. Good play by Pearl to keep it alive. This one up in the air. Cranston spikes it down, and it's still alive. What a great save by Sturgis West it was. Cranston spikes it again, and they're going to count the save for the Whalers. Great play by Cranston to put a button on that rally and pick up a big point for the Whalers. This one gets right over from the serve by Pearl. Up in the air for Sturgis West. They need to get it over. They don't. And it's 8-3 Whalers early on in this one. 9-3 to be correct. And a timeout from Sturgis West as they'll try to get things settled in the huddle. And the Whalers start things off big here. And we'll keep it right here. Whalers look to keep things going early on. They've done a great job just putting the pressure on Sturgis West, putting the ball in the right place, and winning the points by the net. That's what they've done a great job all year of doing. And they've really improved on that as the season has gone on. So it'll be the Whalers once again to serve. Senior Lyric Pearl will do the honors. The Whalers obviously looking to keep things going. It'll be Pearl once again to serve. She'll get this one right over. Tough one to play for Sturgis West. They keep it alive. This one gets right over and a very good hit by number 2. Blashkova wasn't quite ready for it. And so it'll be 9-4. Sturgis picks up a much needed point here. Whalers still with a commanding lead and they'll try to keep it that way. As it'll be number 2. Brody Gerlach for Sturgis West to serve. Great save by Todorova off that one. Cranston gets it over. This one's put up in the air. Good hit by Sturgis West. Silva Marchi answers back with a hit of her own. Right back to Sturgis West. This one's up in the air for Nantucket. Cranston gets it over. Not quite. Hit the top of the net and bounced right back down. So 2 straight points here for the Navigators as they'll try and amass an early comeback. 9-5 is the score. Whalers still with a pretty commanding lead. This serve will get right over, and Todorova couldn't quite play it. A little bit too much sauce on that one. 9-6. So 3 straight points here for the Navigators. They've certainly picked things up here early on in this one. As once again it'll be number 2 for Sturgis West, Brody Gerlach to serve. This one gets right over once again. Cranston puts it up. Cranston cannot get it quite over the net, and the Whalers were not able to save it. So 4th straight point here for Sturgis West. They have certainly answered back after a slow start. And the Whalers would like to answer right back as well. This one gets right over the net, or no, it does not. Preemptively said it did, but This one is just short, so the Whalers will get a much-needed point. 10-7 is the score. As Mariana Silva Marchi will get a rest. Cranston to serve, she'll get it right over the net, and this one too hard to play for Sturgis West and the Whalers. Pick up another point. They've gotten 2 straight after a good Sturgis West rally. So Rihanna Cranston once again to serve. Done a great job of doing so early on, but this one sails right over the back line. So 11-8 is the score. And it'll be number 4 for Sturgis West to serve. Ashley Molinari. This one gets right over the net. Cranston puts it up to Pearl. Pearl gets it over, and Sturgis West cannot quite play it. Whalers get a big point. And Crowley will 7 for Boshkova. And Captain Vicky Todorova will serve here for the Whalers. Great serve there, and Sturgis West couldn't quite play it. Tough save there, but they couldn't quite do it, and Todorova with another excellent serve. Just trying to make another big play here. 13-8 Whalers still in command of this one. This one gets right over, powerful serve. Sturgis West needs to save it here on the 3rd hit. They do, and rocketed, but saved by Pires. This one's hammered by number 2 for Sturgis West, Brody Gerlach. Just too tough to play for the Whalers, so Sturgis West will pick up another point. This one gets right over for the Navigators. This one goes up. Visioli gets it over, and Sturgis West couldn't quite play it over the net. So the Whalers will get their 14th point of this set as Mag Gonzalez will sub in for Julie Pires and take the serve. Whalers in charge of this one to start. This one gets right over the net and just barely over the back line. Played well by the Navigators to let it out of bounds, and it'll be 14-10. Sturgis West certainly not going away early on. So the Whalers are going to have to keep the pace up and continue to be in control of this one. And Cranston sails it just over the back line as the Whalers couldn't answer to a good serve from Sturgis West. It'll be 14-11, 3-point ball game in this first set. This one gets just over the net. Cranston plays it well. Todorova gets it over. Sturgis West needs to get it over. They do, and they get it to the ground. Nobody home for the Whalers on that left side, and only a 2-point ball game. This is the closest it's been so far, 14-12. Navigators coming back. Cranston puts it up to Pearl, to Visioli. She has a big hit up in the air, and Sturgis West could not answer to it. 15-12 is the score. Whalers up 3, and Mariana Silva Marchi will serve. Try to keep things rolling for the Whalers as Sturgis West has kind of found their rhythm as well. Great serve there. Just barely playable for Sturgis West, but they do get it over the net. Crowley gets it over the net. This one's going to be tough. Sturgis West gets it over, and the Whalers could not save it on a good hit from number 18. So 15-13 is the score. Sturgis West just right in the driver's seat. They've really done a great job sticking with it, but the Whalers certainly have something to say about this comeback as Cranston spikes it down, barely played by the Navigators, but they keep it alive. This one gets right over. Cranston puts it up to Pearl. Crowley gets it over, but it's blocked by number 2. And Brody Gerlach for the Navigators has been making plays all set. Makes another one here to make it 15-14. So Sturgis West to serve once again, and this point's going to go to the Whalers, much needed to avoid the tie game. It'll be 16-14 as Boshkova will give Todorova a rest, and Crowley will serve and try to pick things up here for the Whalers and get them back to where they were to start. This one put up by the Navigators. This one gets right over. Pearl puts it up, and Cranston spikes it down. What a save of the Navigators, but they can't get to it. This one sails out of bounds, and the Whalers take a 3-point lead. 2 big points here for Nantucket. And Crowley trying to just keep it moving, and this one is sailed out of bounds. 17-15 Navigators. Played well, letting it out of bounds. This time it'll be number 19 for Sturgis West to serve. He gets it right over. Todorova puts it up. Cranston puts it down. This one put up in the air and spiked down. That was a powerful hit, and the Whalers couldn't stop it. I mean, that is a really tough play to stop. As Sturgis West will get another point. Whalers still in the lead here, despite some early comeback from Sturgis West, and this one goes out of bounds on the left side, so the Whalers will take a 2-point lead. Despite giving up a larger lead, they've definitely maintained this lead throughout, and it's 18-16. Pearl with a good serve. Sturgis West gets it right over. Todorova puts it up to Pearl. Need to get it over. Cranston does just that, and a tough one to play for Sturgis West. They play it and get it over the net. Cranston to Pearl, but Pearl gets it out of bounds, and it'll be 18-17. Whalers really holding on to a close contested battle. Once again, number 2, Brody Gerlach. Serving here for the Navigators. This one gets right over. Cranston puts it up to Pearl. This one needs to get over, and it does by Boshkova. Sturgis West keeps it alive, and they'll answer back, get it right to the Whalers. Todorova, the play. Boshkova gets it over. This one up in the air for Sturgis West. They need to get it over. They do. Boshkova puts it up in the air to Pearl. And Boshkova gets it right over. So the Whalers really, this has been a great rally, and Todorova finishes it off with a backhand hit. And Sturgis West couldn't quite play it. So the Whalers take a 2-point lead. They are certainly not giving it up. 19-17 the score in this one. It's coming down to the wire as Silva Marchi will go out for Vizioli. Cranston on the serve. This one gets right over, no problem. And a tough hit as it hit the top of the roof for Sturgis West, and the Whalers will pick up another fortunate point. 20-17 is the score. Cranston once again at the servers. She'll get it right over. This one is misplayed by Sturgis West, and the Whalers pick up yet another point. 3 straight for them, and 3 straight huge points at that, as it is 21-17 now. They are rolling and certainly starting to pick things up. Cranston once again trying to come through with a big serve. This one gets right over the net. Be a tough one to play for the Navigators. This one sails into the crowd, and the Whalers pick up yet another point off a great save by Rihanna Cranston. And here she is once again on the serve. This one is a great serve, powerfully hit. Tough one to play for the Navigators. They do. Great save by Todorova, but couldn't quite get it up in the air enough for her teammates to play it, so it'll be 22-18 off a good save attempt and a good hit over for the Navigators. It'll be number 4 for Sturgis, Ashley Molinari. Try and get things going here late on in this one. Good hit over by Boschkova. This one's going to be tough to get over for the Navigators. They do, and it's saved, and they're going to say it's still alive. And so the Whalers catch a break there. Hyannis puts it up. This one gets over by Boschkova, but just out of bounds as they almost picked up a huge point. And 22-19 is the score. Whalers almost came up with a huge point there, but Sturgis West has shown a lot of fight in this first set. Visioli gets it over. Great hit there, barely playable by Sturgis West, but they somehow keep it alive. Todorova gets it over. This one's put up in the air. It goes right back to Todorova. She'll get it to Pearl. Pearl to Visioli. She'll put it over. This one is a great save by the Navigators, and this is turning into quite the rally. Pearl puts it up to Visioli. This one cannot quite get over. And the Sturgis West Navigators right in the driver's seat, in the passenger seat, pardon me. Only down by 2 here in this one. 22-20 is the score. They are not going away. Todorova gets it up in the air. Great hit by Boschkova. This one up in the air. And Todorova could not quite play it, just out of the reach. It'll be 22-21 after a couple big points here for the Whalers. They are only up by 1, so Coach Lyons will call a timeout and try to get her players regrouped. And so we'll keep it right here on the NSC. After jumping out to a big lead here, the Whalers have, I wouldn't say given up, but I'd more say Sturgis West has really come back strong. And now the lead's all the way down to 1 after picking up some big points late in this one. 22-21, so the Whalers are going to have to get it together if they want to take this first set. Certainly coming out of the wire here. And it's going to come down really to the end as we are in the final moments of the set. And the Whalers take the court. Hopefully regroup from the timeout. It'll be Sturgis West once again to serve with a chance to tie things up for the first time in this set. And the Whalers will try to defend that and prevent that from happening. This one gets right over. Todorova puts it up to Pearl. Pearl gets it over. And number 26 for the Navigators gets it over. Pearl puts it up. Todorova gets it over. Hard hit, but played by the Navigators. This one gets right back to the Whalers. Put up by Visioli and misplayed by the Whalers. 22 apiece is the score. And Sturgis West has pulled off quite the comeback in this set. The Whalers certainly don't want to lose this one to start things off. This would be a rough one to lose. So they'll try to pick up some steam here, and just a miscommunication. And so for the first time this set and the game, the Navigators do have the lead, 23-22. And this is certainly not the time the Whalers wanted to give up the lead. Now Sturgis West just 2 points away from taking this set. The Whalers are just 3 as well, so very close. This one goes up by Cranston, and the point will go to the Navigators. A tough one there, and it'll be set point here, as Sturgis West will try to put things away. Not something I planned on saying, as this one just got started. This one is out of bounds, though, so the Whalers get a much-needed point. 23-24 is the score. And it'll be Captain Vicky Todorova to serve, exactly who you want in the last moments of the set. So the Whalers need to get a point here if they want to keep things alive. This one gets over the net and misplayed by the Navigators. It's right back, tied up. And Todorova gets a huge point, 24-24. It doesn't get any closer than this. Todorov once again with a great serve. Tough to play for the Navigators. They do. They'll try to get over the net. They cannot! Great contest at the net by Leah Crowley. And the Navigators now trailing by 1. Whalers have a chance to close things out. Todorova once again with a bullet of a serve. And this one cannot get over, and the Whalers hang on and take this first set in a big way. Almost let it slip, but came right back to take this first set. We'll be right back here on the NSC for the second set of this one.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Highline Cruises, providing year-round high-speed service to Nantucket since 1996. For more info, visit highlinecruises.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Myrick O'Connell, attorney at law, providing legal services for Massachusetts residents for over a century. Learn more at myrickoconnell.com.
NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast.
Nantucket Sports Connection and NCTV over the past few years have done countless broadcasts that are both exciting and professional.
Shot, score! Jack Halleck!
I support NCTV's Nantucket Sports Connection because it's a great opportunity to reach island families, support students, and our local television station.
When you add resilient gardens to your outdoor spaces, you contribute to the long-term well-being of the island. Introduce yourself to the Nantucket Footprints virtual garden tours and find inspiration to cultivate biodiversity. The first tour of a native meadow, curated by the Nantucket Conservation Foundation, is now available for free at nantucketfootprints.org.
So we welcome you back to our presentation of Nantucket Whalers Volleyball on the NSC on YouTube and channel 1072 HD. The Whalers picked up a huge first set. And it looks like we have an injured player or a spectator, so we will take a bit of a break here on the NSC.
First hoop, Simpson gathers for Nantucket. Francis over to Aguilar. He'll look for three. Got it! Huge shot from Cup.
There is this mind picture of a drug addict. You're down and out, not somebody you want in the house. But they're our neighbors, they're our relatives, they're our friends.
I still regret not taking that warning like I probably should have.
I truly believe the lowest point of despair is the preventable loss of one's child.
If you have an addiction issue, I want to be able to take care of you. It is an equal opportunity problem.
Need help? Visit Addiction Solutions Nantucket.
My name is Sheila Lucy. I'm Nantucket Harbor Master and the Director of the Nantucket Lifeguard Program. We're going to offer you some beach safety tips today. My tip is always swim near a lifeguard, pay attention to the signs and the flags, and know what beach access you are at.
Hi, I'm Shane Carey. I'm the Assistant Harbor Master and full-time lifeguard. My safety tip is avoid swimming alone and avoid swimming after dusk.
Hi, I'm Squire. I'm an Assistant Harbor Master out here on Nantucket as well as a full-time lifeguard. And my safety tip is to know your limitations and pick the best beach conditions for you and your family.
Hi, I'm Kevin, Lifeguard Supervisor. My safety tip is, if you need help in the water, raise your hand above your head and signal for help.
My name's Justin. I'm a lifeguard supervisor, and my beach safety tip is to learn rip current safety and talk to the lifeguards at your beach to gain knowledge.
Hi, I'm Katie. I'm a Nantucket lifeguard, and my beach safety tip is that alcohol and swimming never mix.
I'm Noah, and I'm a Nantucket lifeguard. My beach safety tip is to always enter the water feet first.
Hi, I'm Ethan Coggins. I'm a lifeguard supervisor. My beach safety tip is that Nantucket is a fragile ecosystem. Leave only footprints on the beach. Never leave your trash behind.
I'm JV and I'm a beach lifeguard. My tip for the day is to beat the heat and block the sun.
Hi, I'm Jake. I'm a beach lifeguard, and my tip for the day is to designate a person to watch the water.
Whalers touchdowns! He's got it! He's got it! Marty score!
So we welcome you back on the NSC after a bit of a scary moment, but seems that everybody's all right. So play will continue, and the Whalers look to take this second set and start things off similar to how they did in the first one. Spiked down by number 2, but well played by Cranston. Tough play by Sturgis West to keep it alive. This is turning into quite the rally, and what a save it is by Ashley Vizioli. Spiked down, and this point will go to the Sturgis West Navigators as they defend the Whalers very well and pick up the first point of this set. So 1-0 the score. It'll be number 10 for the Navigators. Gianna Barrows to serve. This one goes up. Vizioli gets it right over the net. And tough one to play here for Sturgis West. And they cannot do it. Great rally for the Whalers. And they'll tie things up 1-1 here as Mariana Silvamarchi will serve and try to get things going here early on in this one. This one gets right over the net. Tough one to play for Sturgis West. They're going to have to run to get it. This one will get over on the third hit after a great save. Pearl will put it up. This one needs to get over. Crowley puts it right over. And a great play at the net. Sturgis West couldn't quite handle it, and it'll be 2-1 Whalers. Silvamarchi once again to serve. And this one will go right over the back line, and it'll be tied up 2 apiece. as the Whalers could not quite get that one inside for the point. So it'll be Sturgis West to serve here, and this one is also out of bounds, out of the right sideline, so the Whalers will pick up their third point in this one. Crowley will be the server for the Whalers. This one over the net, it will be inside the line. This one over the net and well played by Mag Gonzalez to let it out of bounds and help the Whalers get their fourth point of the set. 4-2 is the score as Crowley once again trying to get things going early on in this set. Spiked down by number 2, but the net blocks it. 5-2 is the score. 3 straight points here for Nantucket. This one gets right over by Crowley. And what a hit over. Got to fake them out, but the Whalers play it well, and Sturgis cannot quite get it over, so it's 6-2 Whalers. And an early timeout for the Navigators. And the Whalers jump out to an early lead in this set, 6-2. We'll bring you right back here on the NSC after these messages.
First hoop, Simpson gathers for Nantucket. Francis over to Aguilar. He'll look for 3, got it! Huge shot from Cup.
And so we're back here at John J. O'Neill Gymnasium as the Whalers jump off to an early 6-2 lead. They are very hyped up coming out of the huddle. And so they'll continue to try and put the pressure on Sturgis West, already up 1-1. They picked up a huge one early on to hold on after almost giving up a lead, but stuck with it and got the point. Great save by Cranston, laying it all out there to make the saving. Sturgis answers back, but it's out of bounds. What a play by Rihanna Cranston. And the Whalers up 7-2 now. Another great start to their set. Leah Crowley will serve and try to keep things going. This one gets over the net and misplayed by Sturgis West. Can they save it? No, they cannot. After a great attempt, the Whalers will come down with a point. 8-2 is the score. And they are absolutely rolling here in this second set. 8-2 is the score. And Crowley will once again serve. This one is a bullet that gets right over. And it's going to be a tough one for Sturgis to save. They do. Almost hit the roof, but went right through. Crowley to Bochkova. What a heads-up play by Victoria Bochkova to keep things alive. Sturgis West couldn't handle it. So yet another point for the Whalers. They jump off to a 9-2 lead here to start things off. And they are certainly starting off strong. This one is a great hit by Leah Crowley. And the Whalers get the point after another great serve, so 10-2. They'll try to keep things going. Crowley has been dialed in from the serve, but she just puts it outside of the back line. And so Sturgis West will get a point here and cut the lead down to 7. Whalers still in, obviously, a pretty commanding lead. Mag Gonzalez puts it up. This one gets right over the net and well played by number 2 for the Navigators, Brody Gerlach. And so Sturgis West will come up with a couple points that were much needed and make it 10-4. This one gets over, but it's out of bounds, so the Whalers pick up another point. To bring the lead back to 7, it'll be Julie Pires going in for Mag Gonzalez. And it'll be Lyric Pearl, the senior, to serve. This one is gonna get over the net, but out of bounds. And so Sturgis West with another point. Whalers obviously still in a commanding lead. 11-5 is the score. Be number 2 Brody Gerlach once again to serve here for the Navigators. This one gets right over. Boschkova gets it over the net, and she brings it down. 12-5 is the score. Great hit by Boschkova, finding the opening. Visioli will sub in for Mariana Silvamarchi, and Rihanna Cranston will serve here for Nantucket. This one gets over, but it's over the back line. So another point here for the Navigators. Well, they're still up 6. And it'll be number 4, Ashley Molinari for Sturgis West to serve. This one gets just over. Cranston puts it up. This one's going to be a tough one to play. It'll be Todorova making it. She'll get it right over the net. This one's up in the air for Sturgis West. They get it over. What a diving attempt by Todorova. Blocked by Boschkova at the net. And Lyric Pearl gets it over. A spike for the Navigators. Whalers keep it alive, and just a bit of a miscommunication there, right beside the net. And it'll be 12-7. Sturgis West, once again, not going away quite yet. As they picked up quite a bit of points, this one misplayed by the Navigators, and the Whalers will take a 13-7 lead. Todorova will serve, trying to keep things going, as Crowley will sub in for Victoria Boschkova. Here's Vicky Todorova with a serve. This one is just out of bounds. Couldn't quite sneak it in, so it'll be 13-8. Navigators still holding on. Certainly not over, especially if you watched the last set where the Navigators did not give up at all. Great save by Todorova. This one gets right over the net. And a block by Crowley, and the Whalers come up with a big point. Make it 14-8 as Matt Gonzalez will sub in for Julie Pires. And the Whalers up 14-8, depending on Matt Gonzalez serve. This one right over the net, no problem. Put up in the air by the Navigators. And that one was a great hit that just stuck inside the back line. 14-9. Whalers still on top. So it'll be Gianna Barrows for Sturgis West to serve. This one gets right over. Gonzalez to Visioli. This one on the net, but well played by Crowley to keep things alive. Crowley with a block, and they're going to say Sturgis West touched the net. And so the Whalers take a 15-9 lead here in this one. So Nantucket keeping a steady pace here in this set. Doing a great job keeping things going. And it'll be Mariana Silvamarchi going in for Ashley Visioli. She will do the honor of serving. And she will get it right over. Tough one to play for Sturgis West. They play it well. Great hit over by Sturgis West, but a great save by Nantucket. This one right over by Mag Gonzalez. Tough one to play for the Navigators. They get it over on the third hit. Todorova puts it up to Pearl, to Crowley at the net block, but a save. And this is turning into quite the rally once again. Silvamarchi puts it up to Todorova. And the Whalers keeping things alive. Now Sturgis West time to answer. It's saved by Pearl. Spike down. And the Sturgis West Navigators finish that rally off with a bang. With a big serve that just gets inside the line to make it 15-10. It's been really back and forth since the Whalers took that big lead, which is absolutely not a problem as they are maintaining this lead. Gonzalez puts it up, hits the roof, but Todorova plays it well. Crowley gets it over. And Sturgis West needs to get it over now to answer back. This one, they're going to say the Whalers are going to get this point as it went just outside of the line. And it'll be 16-10 as the Whalers pick up a fortunate point there as Crowley will serve. When the Whalers came up, the big play, she was the one serving during that big sequence of points, and the line's judge will change the ruling, unfortunately, to a Navigator point. And it'll be 15-11. So, number 18 for the Navigators to serve. This one's over the line. And the Whalers pick up a big point here. 16-11 is the score as it'll be Crowley once again to serve. As mentioned earlier, she was a server when they came up with those big points early on in this one. This one put up in the air. The Whalers are going to have to defend this one. And it drops. They're going to count the point to the Navigators. Just barely inside the line. Whalers played it as if it was going to go out. Tough one to read there, but it falls in favor of the Navigators. And so, only a 4-point game in this one, 16-12. Whalers still holding on to a lead, but certainly not a closed case here in this set, but this one does go out of bounds to the Whalers, right back to a 5-point lead as Julie Pires will sub in for Mag Gonzalez and senior Lyric Pearl will serve. Trying to keep things rolling for the Whalers in this one. This one is going to get over the net. Sturgis West now to answer. They put it right over the net. Pearl puts it up. Todorova puts it up now. Cranston cannot quite get it over. So a 4-point game, 17-13. Sturgis West certainly not going away, but once again, Whalers doing a great job holding on to this lead and keeping a steady pace, really, staying consistent. This one is going to get right over the net. And Todorova with a bit of miscommunication. She could not quite play it, so it'll be 17-14, only a 3-point game. Navigators certainly sticking with it, staying strong, and they pick up a couple huge points. It's got the lead all the way down to 3. Once again, Brody Gerlach for the Navigators to serve. This one gets right over the net. Todorova puts it up to Boshkova. She gets it over the net. Up in the air for the Navigators. This one is spiked down, and the Whalers answer back well with a great hit by Boshkova. This one's up in the air, and this one is spiked over the back line, so the Whalers pick up another point. 18-14 is the score. And a substitution as Ashley Visioli will go in for Mariana Silva. And it'll be Rihanna Cranston trying to close things out in this set for the Whalers. This one is a hard hit. Tough one to play for the Navigators, but spiked down. And it hits the roof, so a tough one to read for the Whalers. Couldn't quite react in time. It'll be 18-15. So it'll be number 4, Ashley Molinari, for the Navigators to serve. The Whalers will try and defend this well. Todorova puts it up to Pearl, to Visioli, and that one is batted down, but too powerful to handle as Visioli helps the Whalers come up with a big point. And it'll be Leah Crowley subbing for Victoria Boshkova and Victoria Todorova to serve here for the Whalers. As she tries to keep things rolling. This one gets right over the net, and tough one to play for Sturgis West, and the Whalers get a big point here on a great serve by Todorova. 20-15 is the score. This one gets right over on the serve by Todorova. Sturgis West answers back, and they give it right back to the Whalers. Visioli spikes it down. Tough one to play for the Navigators, and another great hit by Visioli at the net. She's had a couple of those big hits in this set. that has really helped the Whalers keep not only their lead, but their momentum in this one, and their lead is all the way back to 6. Todorova gets it right over. Very tough one to play on a great serve. Well hit, and this one is not going to quite get over the net. And Sturgis West will pick up a much-needed point. It'll be a 5-point ball game, 21-16 the score. So it'll be number 10 to serve, the libero, Gianna Barrows. For Sturgis West, this one is played by Todorova. Almost went out of bounds, but smart play there. This one is spiked down, and a great contest at the net by Crowley to give the Whalers a 6-point lead. And they are certainly close to victory in this set, as Matt Gonzalez will come into the game for Julie Pires and do the honor of serving, as he'll try to close things out and put a button on this set. This one is a very tough one to play for Sturgis West off a great save, and they can't quite handle it. Right out of bounds it goes. 23-16 is the score in this one. Gonzalez once again to serve. It gets right over. Tough one to play. They cannot play it. And it is set point here for your Nantucket Whalers. Gonzalez with a couple of big serves. She's trying to get one more to close off this set and come up with a big 2-0 lead. This one gets right over the net. A very tough diving save for Sturgis West. They need to get it over on this hit. They do. Great save by Gonzalez. Todorova will be the one to try and get it over, but it hits the net, and the Sturgis West Navigators will stay alive. Whalers still in a very commanding lead, up 7 with only 1 point to go. So it's going to need pretty close to a miracle for the Navigators to win. And it looks like there was a bit of a mistake for the Whalers, as they were a bit misset on that one. So Sturgis West will get the point there. 24-18 is the score. Whalers still in a commanding lead. Todorova puts it up to Pearl. Now to Crowley. She gets it right over. Sturgis West needs to answer back with a spike, and they do. Just out of the reach of Todorova's arms as she tried to make a diving attempt there. Just barely couldn't get to it, and the Navigators will come up with another point. And that one, bit of a mistake there on the serve, but we will play on. Crowley gets it right over the net. Tough one to play for the Navigators. Can they keep things alive in this set? Yes, they can for now. Pearl puts it up to Crowley. Crowley puts it over. And Sturgis West will put it over right to Todorova. To Pearl, to Visioli. This one is blocked. So 3 straight points for the Navigators. And Visioli took a hard hit. And she is in a bit of pain there. But she will stay in this ball game, trying to finish things off for her team. Looked like she landed a bit awkwardly there. But she'll stay in this one, trying to finish things off. This one gets right over the net. And out of bounds, the Whalers will win the set. 25-20, and they'll take a 2-0 set lead. Great set here by the Whalers, and we'll be back right after these messages.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
Support for the NSE provided in part by Highline Cruises, providing year-round high-speed service to Nantucket since 1996. For more info, visit highlinecruises.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Myrick O'Connell, attorney at law, providing legal services for Massachusetts residents for over a century. Learn more at myrickoconnell.com.
NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast.
Nantucket Sports Connection and NCTV over the past few years have done countless broadcasts that are both exciting and professional.
Shot, score! Jack Halleck!
I support NCTV's Nantucket Sports Connection because it's a great opportunity to reach island families, support students, and our local television station.
Hello, Nantucket. MassDOT is excited to announce our latest survey of how people travel around the state. It's called the Massachusetts Travel Study, and it helps us figure out how to spend resources and plan services in your area. A random sample of households will be invited to participate, but if you live here on Nantucket, chances are you will be included. So be on the lookout for invitations to hit mailboxes starting this week and all throughout September. We look forward to your partnership in moving towards a better transportation future in Massachusetts and throughout the islands.
We welcome you back to the NSC on the NSC YouTube channel and channel 1072 as the Whalers up 2-0 in this volleyball game against the Sturgis West Navigators as they will try to finish things off and close things out. Took a great first set as they came out with a big lead, but Sturgis West did not go away and almost took things. Whalers definitely stayed in there and ended up winning it. And obviously last set, if you did watch it, was pretty dominating as the Whalers kept things consistent and on pace. And they pick up 2 straight points as they'll try to get a third here in this one. It'll be Matt Gonzalez here to start things off in this third set, as she will serve it to the Navigators. This one gets right over the net. Tough one to play, but they do play it. And Rihanna Cranston could not quite play it on a diving attempt. And it'll be 1-0 Sturgis West to start things off. So it'll be number 10, Gianna Burrows to serve for the Navigators. This one, a tough one to play for the Whalers, and the point will go to Sturgis as they take an early 2-0 lead here in this one. This one gets right over the net and out of bounds. Smart play by Gonzalez to leave it be as she will let it out of bounds for the point. It'll be Mariana Silva going in for Ashley Vizioli and serving here for the Whalers. Silva had a lot of success serving this season. She'll try to keep things going here with a big serve in this one to start things off this set. This one gets right over. Sturgis West plays it well and blocked at the net. But Crowley keeps things alive. A powerful hit by Sturgis West, and they'll jump off to a 3-1 lead. Absolutely sparked by number 2, Brody Gerlach. She's been making a lot of great plays here for the Navigators, keeping them alive in this one. So the Whalers will try to limit her. Let's pick things up here in this third set. It'll be number 18 for the Navigators. She will not get it over the net, and the Whalers will take a big point. 3-2 is the score to kick things off. So Crowley looks to start things here in this third set for the Whalers. She will get it right over the net. This one put up and miss hit by the Navigators. So the Whalers will tie things up 3-3 early on in this one. 2 straight points here as Crowley will try to keep these points coming. She'll get it right over. Tough one to play for the Navigators, and the Whalers will get another point Crowley's been great serving today. She really started some very good scoring rallies for the Whalers. She'll try to do just that here in this one. 4-3 is the score. We've gotten 4 straight points, and unfortunately I jinxed her. So it'll be 4-4 as this one just short of the net. Sturgis West to serve. It'll be number 19 here for the Navigators. And this one just out of bounds, so the Whalers will pick up another point. It'll be Julie Pires coming in for Matt Gonzalez on the substitution. And senior Lyric Pearl will do the honor of serving. As the Whalers try to build off of their lead. This one does not quite get over the net. And so it is a tie game early on. So the Whalers will once again have to defend. Brody Gerlach's serve here for Sturgis West, a tough one to play. And this one gets right over. And a tough one to play there by Silva Marchi. Had a tough angle on the ball, and it spun right out of bounds. So Sturgis West will pick up another point and make it 6-5 early on in this one. Gerlach once again to serve here for the Navigators. This one gets right over. Todorova couldn't quite save it on a diving attempt. Just bounces right out of bounds. And Sturgis West with quite a few points here in a row as they have gone on their own little scoring rally early on in this third set. Todorova with a great diving save, but misplayed by Pearl. So another point for Sturgis West. They are rolling here early on, and the Whalers are going to try to come back from just a bit of an early deficit as the Navigators really looking sharp here. Whalers looking just a bit off, so they'll try to get things right back on track as they'll have to play this one for the Navigators. And Cranston with a spike, and a point for the Whalers off a powerful hit that just was out of the reach of the Sturgis West players. And so it'll be 8-6. Whalers pick up a much needed point. Cranston will be the server on this one. This one gets right over the net. Tough one to play here for Sturgis West. They do keep it alive, however. And Todorova puts it up in the air to Pearl, to Boschkova, powerful hit. And this one meets the ground. The Whalers with a couple of big points here. It'll be 7-8 early on in this one. Cranston trying to keep things going with another serve. This one will get over. Very tough one to play as it was hard hit. And Cranston with a diving attempt, and it gets right over the net. Pearl puts it up to Todorova, now to Visioli. She'll get it over. And a good contested net, so the Whalers will keep it alive. Pearl puts it up to Visioli. She just gets it right over. Tough one to play, but they'll keep it alive. Now Sturgis needs to answer back. They do. Visioli to Todorova. And a miscommunication, and Cranston just barely could not save the ball. Made an attempt on it, but it just could not get quite over the net. So the Navigators will take a 9-7 lead early on in this one. It'll be number 4, Ashley Molinari for the Navigators to serve. Todorova keeps it alive. Now Pearl will get it over. This one put up in the air. And once again, a great save by Todorova, but this one just out of the reach. Great hit there by number 2, but Todorova made a heck of a save. One arm diving play just in the reach. Cranston couldn't quite get it inside the lines, and that one couldn't quite get over by Molinari for Sturgis West, so the Whalers only down by 2 here in this one, despite some troubles. And so it'll be Vicky Todorova, senior and captain for the Nantucket Whalers, serving trying to spark things here in this third set. This one gets right over. And put up by Julie Pires. And a great hit by Crowley to keep it alive. Another great hit, but this one is out of bounds down the sideline. And so it'll be Sturgis West picking up another big point. Making the lead 3 points, so it's 11-8. Sturgis West really hold on to this lead. Pearl gets it to Cranston, and it is spiked into the net, so it'll be 12-8. Whalers drop a couple of points, and they'll try to pick things up on defending this serve. Cranston barely saves it, gets it to Crowley. This one up in the air for the Navigators, spiked down, and a great deflection, causing a great save by Todorova to keep things alive. Now Sturgis West needs to get it right back over. They do. Cranston puts it up to Pearl, to Crowley, a little soft hit ball that almost worked out but kept alive. This is turning into quite the rally, but out of bounds. It will be Sturgis West with the point on this serve, and a timeout by Coach Lyons. This looks like it's much needed. We'll be right back after these messages.
First hoop, Simpson gathers for Nantucket. Francis over to Aguilar. He'll look for three. Got it! Huge shot from Carp.
And we welcome you back here at John J. O'Neill Gymnasium on the NSC for this Whaler volleyball game. They are up 2-0, but are falling short here in this third set. Just a bit of a slow start, and the Whalers will look to pick that up here after this timeout called by Coach Lyons, as they'll hope to get momentum gained. Great hit by Vizioli to get it over the net, and a great contest at the net for Crowley. This one gets over on a save for Sturgis West. Pearl puts it up and over the net, and a diving attempt by the Navigators. Two of them made the save. Todorova puts it up to Pires. Pires with a great hit that hits the floor, and the Whalers get their 9th point of this set in big fashion, and it'll be Mag Gonzalez subbing in for Julie Pires after that one. Whalers with a big play out of this timeout, they'll try to keep that momentum rolling. Gonzalez cannot quite get it over. This one just hits the net, and it'll be 14-9. Sturgis West with a pretty commanding lead now, 5 points. And the Whalers will try and pick things up. Number 10 here for the Navigators, serving. Kept alive by Todorova. And Crowley gets it over the net. This one is spiked down. Just a bit too hard hit for Todorova. And now a 6-point lead here for the Navigators. They are in control of this one. Whalers still up 2-0, so obviously in control of this game. But in terms of this set, the Navigators having their way. Gonzalez with a good save on that serve. Crowley with a good hit. Tough one to play for Sturgis, but they do. Great save by Vizioli on the hit from Sturgis West. Pearl gets it over the net. This one up in the air, and spiked down, deflected by Crowley. She'll keep it alive. Vizioli gets it over the net. This one is up for grabs. Sturgis West right back to Nantucket, and this has been quite the rally. Leah Crowley with a spike. It's kept alive, though. Sturgis West needs a tough one to save it, and it is out of bounds, so the Whalers take control of this rally and really take advantage of it, as they'll cut the lead down to 5 after a hard-fought win on that point. Silva Marchi with a great serve. This one is going to be really tough to play for Sturgis, but they keep it alive, but just out of bounds. Number 19 could not quite save it with the left hand, and the Whalers will get another point as Silva Marchi try to get a couple more points here for the Whalers. She will get it over the net. Tough one to play, but it does play. Great save by Gonzalez, but Crowley could not quite play it off the net, so it'll be 16-11 for the Sturgis West Navigators. Still in a pretty commanding position here in this set. Once again, Whalers up 2-0. Great save here by Todorova to keep things alive. She'll get it over the net herself. And this one's up for grabs. And what a block by Crowley. Another block by the net. And 16-11 is the score, but it is changed. And the lines judge will change the call. And obviously, rightfully so, the Whalers are frustrated, as a big point will be called back. So it'll be 17-11. Sturgis West Navigators in control of this one still. Great hit by Pearl. Just faked out the Sturgis West players. It'll be 17-12. Whalers not going away quite yet. Boschkova will go in for Todorova, and Crowley will do the honors of serving here for the Whalers. She'll try to get things going. This one just short of being over the net, so Navigators will once again be serving with a pretty big lead. 18-12 is the score. And this one also hits the net, so the Whalers catch a break there. Still down 5. They're going to need some big points here if they want to take this third set. It'll be Pires going in for Gonzalez and Lyric Pearl to serve, and hopefully put some pressure on Sturgis West. She'll hit it and get it over the net. Tough one to play here for the Navigators. This one gets over. Well played by Cranston. This one's up for grabs for Sturgis West, and a spike by number 2. Brody Gerlach, she has played her heart out today. A lot of great hits, and it's been tough for the Whalers to handle. They have done a great job of contesting it today, as they did take the first 2 sets well. But in this one, it's been a bit tough, as she will be serving. Todorova just slightly misplayed. A great diving attempt to keep it alive for Cranston, but couldn't quite get to it. So it'll be 13-20. Sturgis West in the lead. It'll be Brody Gerlach to serve here for the Navigators. The Whalers just trying to get something going, as they're down by 7 points. Only 13 on the board here. And a great hit by Boschkova to get a point here for the Whalers. And they'll get a big one on the board, make it 14-20. They're going to need a few more of those if they want to keep this one tight. Vizioli will go in for Silva, and it'll be Rihanna Cranston to serve. This one just short of going over the net. And so another tough point here for the Whalers, as they will lose this one. 21-14 is the score in this set. Whalers up 2-0 once again. And ideally they want to close this one out, but obviously can't afford a loss. Todorova does a great job letting it out and playing it well, so the Whalers will pick up another point. 15-21 is the score. She'll serve this one right over, and a tough one to play. Navigators couldn't quite play it. It'll be 21-16. Whalers not going away quite yet. Vicky Todorova trying to get another big serve here in this one. She will get this one over, but it is going to be just over the line. Tough point to lose there, and the Sturgis West Navigators will pick up another one to make it a 6-point lead once again. So 22-16 the score, as this one will get right over and over the back line. So the Whalers pick up another point and cut the lead right back down to 5. And they are really going to need to start getting it going here. Not much more room to spare, as it is only 3 points until the Navigators take this set. And this one, another unfortunate serve here for the Whalers. Gonzalez couldn't quite get it over. And it'll be serve for the Sturgis West Navigators. It'll be number 10, Gianna Barrows to serve. This one gets not quite over. It'll go out of bounds. Whalers stay alive. 18-23, but once again, not much room to work with here. They're going to need some big points here coming up. Only 2 points left to lose. Unless, of course, they tie things up. Silva Marchi gets it right over. This one is well played by Crowley, but saved by the Navigators. A tough hit there. Cranston puts it up to Pearl. Back to Cranston. Cranston cannot quite get it over the net. And so the Navigators come up with another big one. It's just been back and forth, but this back and forth is just happened a bit too late, as the slow start may not be enough to come back from this set, at least for the Whalers. Obviously still up 2-1, but it is set point for the Whalers. Great save by Todorova, just barely keeps it alive. This one's up for grabs. Sturgis West needs to get it over and misplayed. A misdirection by number 2 for Sturgis West, and they will take this set 25-18. Whalers still up 2-1 and are still in pretty good control of this one. We'll be back after these messages.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
Support for the NSE provided in part by Highline Cruises, providing year-round high-speed service to Nantucket since 1996. For more info, visit highlinecruises.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Myrick O'Connell, attorney at law, providing legal services for Massachusetts residents for over a century. Learn more at myrickoconnell.com.
NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast.
Nantucket Ice is about community, camaraderie, confidence, jumping in, and being part of a team. Falling, but getting back up.
And way under control. Quick shot.
It's about being part of the culture, friendships, experience. But ultimately, it's about being on the ice. Located in the heart of the island, it's about being a future for our youth, our families, our community. Come join us. Be a part of our community.
We welcome you back here at John J. O'Neill Gymnasium on the NSC of our presentation of Nantucket Whalers Volleyball. They are up 2-1 in this one. started things off 2-0. Took a tough loss in the third set, 25-18. But look to bounce back and finish things off here in this fourth. Sturgis West obviously has fought back many times. The Whalers have as well. Whalers will try to revert back to what they were doing in the first two sets and finish things off strong. And get some revenge on the Sturgis West team who they faced earlier in the season and couldn't quite beat on the road. Obviously a much different atmosphere at home, and it's showing off today. This one gets right over for Sturgis West. Not quite, actually. Just short of the net. And the Whalers will take point one. And Mariana Silva-Marchi will go in for Ashley Vizioli. And she will do the honors of serving for the Whalers. This one powerfully hit over the net, a tough one to save for Sturgis West. Somehow they get it over. Whalers trying to still take this point after a great Navigator save. A spike there, but a great save by Todorova to keep things alive. And a tough hit by Cranston that couldn't quite get over. It'll be 1-1 as Sturgis West answers back early with a point of their own. So already a bit of a back and forth here in this one. It's been a common theme of this game, and tough hit off the roof there for Cranston. And Todorov made a diving attempt. Couldn't quite get it, and the Whalers fall 2-1 to start things here in this one. Gonzalez splits it up to Cranston. Now to Pearl, she'll get it over. This one up in the air. And the Navigators get it over, but Todorova could not quite save it after a great attempt. 3-1 is the score as the Navigators start the set off pretty strong, as they did last set. And Crowley gets it right over the net. This one's up in the air. And out of bounds it goes. The Whalers will get their second point of the match, and it'll be Leah Crowley to serve and try to ignite the flame here for the Whalers in this set. Up 2-1 here in the fourth set. Crowley cannot quite get it over, just miss hit. And it'll be Navigator ball. Number 19 here for the Navigators to serve. It'll be Anaka Gustafsson as she gets it right over. Pearl puts it up, needs to get it over, and Cranston spikes it, but into the net. So it's 5-2. Another early start here for the Sturgis West Navigators. The Whalers try and stop them from pulling away here early. This one is out of bounds, so the Whalers get a much-needed point. 5-3 is the score. And it'll be Lyric Pearl, the senior, to serve here for Nantucket. Pearl cannot get it to the net, so it'll be a Sturgis West point once again, 6-3. As it'll once again be number 2, Brody Gerlach, for the Sturgis West Navigators to serve. This one hit well over the net. Pearl to Cranston. Cranston gets it right over. Number 44, Sturgis West puts it up, and Sturgis West gets it over, but the Whalers keep it alive on a great save. This one is a miscommunication for Cranston and Todorova. So another point here for the Sturgis West Navigators. They are certainly kicking things off with a bang here in this fourth set. They have not shied away whatsoever after going down 2-0. And they are going to get another point here, so 8-3 is the score. Certainly not what the Whalers intended on doing, and it'll be a timeout for Coach Lyons. Most likely much needed. We'll keep it right here on the NSC as the Whalers will try to regroup and get something going here. Obviously, starting things off with a bang, 2-0, 2 sets to 0, and fell to a tough one last set, and now down pretty significantly. Not too much, but 5 points early on. So the Whalers will try to regroup and get right back into it, get their momentum back that they had earlier on, as they'll try to win this one and campaign for a good spot in the state tournament. And this could possibly once again be their last home game if they don't get 2 big wins. So a very important game in this one to a pretty solid Sturgis West team. It'll be once again number 2, Brody Gerlach, to serve for the Navigators here in this one. This spike gets right over the net. Todorova puts it up. And Boschkova puts it right over the net. Sturgis West now gets it over. And this one is inbounds, just misplayed by the Whalers. Looked like they thought it was going out of bounds, and it stayed right in. So the Navigators with quite a few points in a row. Can't tell you the exact number, but it's been quite a few. 9 threes to score. And so the Whalers are going to try to stop the bleeding a bit in this one. Cranston puts it up, but it is a tough one to save, and the Whalers cannot do it. They are now down 7 points. They need to get something going here quick before it spirals. 10 threes to score here early on. Brody Gerlach once again to serve here for Sturgis West. Whalers really trying to defend this and stop this from getting even worse. Great save by Todorova, but misplayed by Pearl. Looked like another miscommunication there for the Whalers. It'll be 11-3. So really need to start getting things going, as Sturgis West is just on fire right now. They have gotten a ton of points in a row. Another great serve there. Tough one to play by Cranston. This one does get over. Let's see what it's called. It will be called in favor of the Whalers. And it gets right inside the line, as the Whalers will get their 4th point. Much, much needed. Visioli will sub in for Mariana Silva. And Rihanna Cranston will do the honor of serving, as they'll try to pick things up here in this one. This one gets right over. Tough one to play for the Navigators. They do get it right back to the Whalers. Here's Pearl, and Cranston gets it right over. Tough one to play. Todorova puts it up to Pearl. Now to Visioli. Blocked, and this one needs to get over. It does. Great save by the Navigators. This one gets over by Pearl, and this is turning into quite the rally. Once again, this one's going to drop, and it is not in favor of the Whalers, as just a bit misplayed by a couple of Whalers players, and it'll be 12-4. Sturgis West just keeping their foot on the gas pedal in this 4th set. Really important that the Whalers can come back and at least put up a fight. And Cranston just over the line. It'll be 13-4. They'll lead all the way up to 9 here for the Navigators. Whalers, no, really putting emphasis on it, but they really need to come up big here. Even put up a fight would be huge. Boschkova gets it over the net. She'll punch it right back over. And a misplay by Sturgis West. So the Whalers catch a break and you get a good point off a couple of great hits there. It'll be 13-5. They'll cut the lead down to 8 early on in this 4th set. So Whalers up 2-1 still. Vicky Todorova to serve. Great one there. It's going to be tough to play for the Navigators, but they have done just such a great job just answering back. Visioli cannot quite get it over. And it'll be 13-5. 14-5 correction. Navigators just taking charge of this one. This one will get just short of the net. And the Whalers will take a great point. A very much needed one. They'll catch a break there, and it'll be 14-6. It'll be Gonzalez to serve here for your Nantucket Whalers. So here she is. She will get this one over. A tough one to play for Sturgis West. They've done a great job handling those hard serves. This one saved by Cranston. Great attempt there. Sturgis West gets it right back over, but it's over the line, and the Whalers get their second straight point. So they're trying to keep this momentum going. 14-7 is the score. And Gonzalez will try to kickstart things here for the Whalers as they look to amass a comeback. Tough one to play. Todorova puts it up. This one needs to get over. Pearl puts it over powerfully. And Sturgis West once again does a great job saving it. And this one is miscommunicated amongst Gonzalez and Todorova. Goes right in between them, and it is 15-7. Lead once again back up to 8. And it'll be number 10 here for the Navigators. Gianna Barrows, this one put up in the air. Crowley just out of bounds. They thought it was deflected. We'll see what the line judge says. And the ruling looks like it's going to stay. So the Whalers, nope, it will be overturned. And that is absolutely huge for Nantucket as they look to come back here strong. 15-8 is the score. It'll be Fizioli coming out for Mariana Silva. So 7-point ball game, certainly not over yet in this set. Whalers still up 2-1 after coming out really strong with a 2-0 lead. And if they could put up a fight here, it would mean a lot, as Silva Marchi will get the serve here. And she will put it right over the net. Tough one to handle here for Sturgis West. This one blocked by Crowley. Right over the net it goes. And into the ground as the Whalers cut the lead down to 6. And Mariana Silva Marchi will serve again for the Whalers. They are not going away at all. They've gotten quite a few big points here in a row. This one gets right over. Well played once again by the Navigators. A little bit of a fake out, but the Whalers contest it well. This one needs to get over. Todorova does just that. And this one's up in the air and spiked down, blocked by Crowley, but just a very powerful hit, tough to save. And this one gets deflected off of Crowley and then to the out of bounds. This one will be a timeout for Coach Lyons once again. She'll try to regroup her players. We'll be right back after this.
First hoop, Simpson gathers for Nantucket. Francis over to Aguilar. He'll look for 3, got it! Huge shot from Cup.
We welcome you back here after a short break, and we are back in John J. O'Neill Gymnasium as the Whalers look to come back in this set. We've had some tough breaks here, and Todorov will put it right over. This one will be over the out-of-bounds line, so just a couple of tough plays that have really set the Whalers back a bit in these past couple of sets, and they'll try and fix that going forward. Down 17-9, they're going to need a great comeback if they want to take this final set for the win. Great save by Todorova, but just not able to save it out of the net for Pearl. And it'll be 18-9, lead all the way back up to 9 once again for Sturgis West. And this one just misses getting over the net, so it'll be 10-18. Whalers are certainly not done, and they showed a lot of fight here as the game has gone on, so we'll see if that fight can come into play. They're going to need quite the scoring rally, obviously, here if they want to finish things out. This one up for grabs for Sturgis West. Spike down right into the face of Leah Crowley. That was a powerful hit, and she seems to be all right. Shook that off very well. And that is not a shot you want to take from number 2, Brody Gerlach. And she will go to the bench. Very tough hit. And the Whalers will try and come back here. And this one does not get quite over the net. And so the Whalers only down by 8 here in this one. Lyric Pearl here to serve. They're going to need quite a few more points to go here, and this one is going to get over. This is a tough one to play for the Navigators, and they cannot get to it. 19-12 is the score. Lyric Pearl once again to serve. And certainly not over. The Whalers will try and get some more points here on the board, but this is just slightly mishit. And so, back to an 8-point lead here for the Navigators. 20-12 is the score. So it'll be number 2, Brody Gerlach. He's played an excellent game here for the Navigators. The Whalers are trying to keep this alive here in this fourth set, I apologize, kept alive by Cranston. Now Todorova will get over. This one's going to be a tough one to hit for the Navigators. They do get it over, however, and keep it alive. And Silva Marchi will hit it over. This one's going to be a tough one to play, and Sturgis West cannot get quite to the ball. It'll be 13-20. Was 13-20 here last set. The Whalers couldn't quite get the comeback they wanted to. We'll see if that changes in this one. Brianna Cranston gets it over. Well played by Sturgis West. Put up in the air by Vizioli. And Vizioli will put it over the net, and it is a good back and forth here in this one. Pires just barely can't get it over, and the point will be rewarded to Sturgis West, as it looked like the ball just missed getting over. And it looked like maybe a Whaler player got their hands on the net, so it'll be 13-21. And the time to come back is now, as Todorova gets it right over the net. Tough one to play here for the Navigators. Todorova puts it up to Boshkova. This one gets right over. And it's been really back and forth here. Powerful hit, and Todorova could not quite save it. It'll be 22-13, lead all the way up to 9. So it's going to be a tough one to come back from here. 13-22, and it'll be number 4, Ashley Molinari for Sturgis West to serve and try and really close things out here in this set. Whalers with a great save. Todorova puts it up to Pearl. Now it's going to Vizioli. Vizioli puts it over, and a great hit. Spikes it down for the point. And Leah Crowley will sub back in for Boshkova. That is exactly what we want to see. Very tough player. And she is right back in. That is exactly what the Whalers need if they want to come back in this set. And if possible, going into this next set. And this one is just slightly misplayed by Todorova. So it'll be 14-23. Whalers need to get something going. Obviously, Sturgis West is only 2 points away from closing things out in this set and tying things up 2-2. So the Whalers need Need a lot of things going here in these final moments. And Sturgis West is going to get it over. Todorova puts it up, and Pearl puts it right over the net. This one's up in the air for Sturgis West, and Pearl slightly misplays it off of a deflection. Tough one to play there in the Whalers. Couldn't quite make a big play on it, so it's all the way up to 10. 14-24 is the score. And set point here for the Sturgis West Navigators as they try to close things out. And this one's just short of the net, so it'll stay alive here in this one. 24-15 is the score as Gonzalez subs in for Julie Pires. And it'll be Matt Gonzalez to serve, trying to keep things alive here for the Whalers. She's going to have to serve for the rest of the set if they want to win this one. She gets it right over. Tough one to play here for the Navigators. And this one is hard hit and barely saved, and over the net. It is out of bounds, just barely. And that means, unfortunately, that Sturgis West will come up with a set and tie things up 2-2. We'll be right back for this fifth set right after this.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
Support for the NSE provided in part by Highline Cruises, providing year-round high-speed service to Nantucket since 1996. For more info, visit highlinecruises.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Myrick O'Connell, attorney at law, providing legal services for Massachusetts residents for over a century. Learn more at myrickoconnell.com.
NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast.
Whalers touchdowns! He's got it! He's got it! Party score!
We welcome you back to John J. O'Neill Gymnasium, where we are in our 5th set of possibly the last game of the season at home for the Whalers. Certainly a lot at stake in this one as they try to get revenge on a team they lost to earlier this season in Sturgis West. 2-2 is the score here through 4 sets. And so it's all on the line in this one. The Whalers look to come up with a big lead after giving up a 2-0 lead. They'll try to come back and save this game and stop the Navigators from coming back. And what a start that is. Sturgis West couldn't quite get it over the net, so the Whalers will come out with the first point in this one. It'll be Mariana Silva coming in for Visioli and serving, trying to start things off for this Whaler squad here in this 5th set. It all comes down to this. This one's up in the air for Sturgis West and batted down. Crowley with a great contest at the net. And this one couldn't quite get over, so the Whalers will pick up their 2nd straight point. 2-0 is the score. And the Whalers are starting things off with a bang. Silva Marchi now to serve. This one gets right over the net. Great play by Sturgis to keep it alive. A spike and a save by Silva Marchi. It's going to be a tough one to save, and Pearl couldn't quite get to it. Tough one there. 2-1 is the score. Sturgis West comes back with a point of their own after going down 2-0. Points are obviously more valuable starting it off on set 5 as it only goes up to 16, and Matt Gonzalez couldn't quite get to that one, so it'll be 2-2. Whalers are going to need to play well start to finish from this set if they want to win, and it is 2-2. A great game here. This one gets just short of the net, and the Whalers pick up another great point, so 3-2 is the score on another mishit serve by the Navigators. And it'll be Leah Crowley. She's been such a great leader for the Whalers this year. And she'll try to make some big plays happen here on the serve. Gets it right over, and this one is just misplayed by the Navigators. The Whalers jump off to a 4-2 lead here in this set. Certainly starting things off strong. And Leah Crowley trying to keep things rolling here in this sudden death set. This one gets right over. Put up in the air. Cranston responds. Now Sturgis West needs to respond. A spike. And you guessed it, it's Brody Gerlach, number 2 for the Navigators. She's been a problem all game. And it's 4-3. It'll be number 19 for the Navigators. Anaka Gustafsson as the Whalers try to defend it and come up with a big point. Pearl puts it up to Cranston with the left hand, gets it over. This one kept alive, and this one is not quite hit over by the Navigators. 5-3, Whalers jumping off to a big lead. And what a game this has turned out to be after what looked to be a great game for the Whalers. Navigators stayed in it, and now the Whalers trying to come back and take this thing. This one spiked down once again by number 2, Brody Gerlach, for Sturgis West. And they'll get another point off of it, so it's 5-4. Whalers still in the lead. So the Navigators to serve here, down 5-4. This is quite the last set so far. Todorova puts it up to Pearl. Cranston gets it over, and it is just inside the line, so the Navigators will play it. This one's up in the air. Cranston puts it up to Pearl. Pearl gets it over the net. And this is quite the back and forth rally. Boschkova, great net play there to keep things alive. Boschkova puts it up. Cranston now, and it's Pearl that'll keep it alive. This one has been back and forth. And out of bounds, Whalers pick up another big point. 6-4 is the score here in this set. It'll be Rihanna Cranston trying to keep this going for the Whalers. As she will serve and try and pick up another point here. This one is a tough one to play for the Navigators. A great save. This one's going to be tough at the net. And they get it over. Boschkova puts it over now. It is back and forth. The spike. Great play by Todorova to keep it alive, and a great diving attempt by Pires, but not quite able to save it, so it'll be 6-5 Navigators. Just barely trailing. Whalers holding on to this 6-5 lead early on. It'll be number 4, Ashley Molinari, and this one does not get over. It's mishit. 7-5. This is quite the thriller here. And the Whalers are 1 point away here from switching sides in this set. Todorova to serve. She'll get it over, and what a hit that was. Uses a net to her advantage, and it's 8-5 now. They're going to switch sides. And the Whalers hold on to this lead. Trying to keep things going as Todorova will serve and try to help this Whalers team come off with a huge victory. It's been a really great match to start. It's been a really great match throughout. Correction. This one is a great hit by Crowley, and she puts it down. 9-5. The Whalers are rolling. And they are certainly getting into stride here late in this one. 9-5, the score. Todorova serve gets over the net. Well played by Sturgis West, but it's going to be a tough one to save. And it's into the stands. 10-5. Whalers starting to build their lead. Certainly not over yet. But the Whalers in a good position here. 10-5 is the score. Todorova, powerful serve. Well played by the Navigators. This one spiked down. Great hit by Cranston to keep it alive. To Crowley with a big hit. Another great net play by Leah Crowley. 11-5. The Whalers are absolutely on fire. 11-5 is the score. Todorova, and that one is just over the line. Really great heads-up play there by the Navigators to just let it out of bounds, but it's still 11-6. Whalers still in the lead here, and they'll try to close things out, hopefully. This one is a tough one, and a tough one to play for Vizioli, as Todorova had a hard time keeping it in bounds, so Navigators are knocking at the doorstep still. 11-7 is the score late in this one. It'll be first to 16 due to it being the 5th set. Todorova puts it up to Pearl. Cranston. Now Sturgis West needs to answer back. This one is spiked down. And Vizioli blocked at the net, but the Whalers keep it alive. It's going to be a tough one for Sturgis, and they can't save it. The Whalers pick up another much-needed point. It's 12-7. And this is absolutely thrilling. It's been a thrilling match, and it is an absolutely thrilling way to end it off. Can the Whalers keep this lead and hold on to win this one? Matt Gonzalez gets it right over. And a great contest at the net by Crowley. Just put her arms up. And that was enough to stop that one from getting over. 13-7. And the Whalers are 2 points away, 3 points away, correction, from winning. This one is out of bounds, but played off the basketball hoop. Never seen that before. And the Whalers will try to come back from that. Sturgis tries to get it over the net, they do, and misplayed by the Whalers. That is quite insanity. Playing out the basketball hoop, it somehow stayed alive. And it'll be 13-8. Sturgis doing anything they can to stay alive, and they have done a great job answering back, so certainly not going away here. This one just gets over the net. Cranston plays it well, gets it right back over. This one's up in the air, and Crowley with a great play at the net, and it's hit. The net is hit by Sturgis West, and the Whalers will be awarded the point. 14-8 is the score. And Mariana Silvamarchi will serve and try to close things out here for your Nantucket Whalers. This one gets right over the net. Tough one to play. Up in the air. Silvamarchi puts it up to Pearl. To Cranston, just couldn't quite get it over. Whalers still with a 5-point lead here, as they'll try to keep their momentum up despite that loss of a point. It'll be number 18 for the Navigators to serve Lily Miller. And she will try to keep things alive for Sturgis West. This one just barely gets over it. Hang on that net for quite a bit. This one spiked down, kept alive by the Whalers, and just hit out of bounds by Cranston. 14-10. Well, it was a short point, but felt very long. I mean, a lot happened there. That ball just barely got over that net. It's 14-10. Sturgis West not going away yet. This one can't get over, and the Whalers are going to hang on to win. They take it 3-2 and finish this one off 15-10 with a much-needed home win in possibly their last home match of the year. So what a win it was. Despite giving up a 2-0 lead, they came back very strong and were able to get another much-needed win as they'll head into the state tournament shortly. And with another big win on the resume. Got their revenge here, obviously, as mentioned prior. They had played Sturgis West earlier in the year. But what a great game it was for the Whalers in this one. So we hope you enjoyed the NSC's production of Whalers Volleyball. I'm Colby Lucas for the Nantucket Sports Connection and NCTV. Thanks for joining us for Whalers Athletics once again. Our final score, 3-2. Have a great night, Whalers Nation. Thank you for tuning in.
And Colby, want to thank you so much on behalf of Nantucket Sports Connection. This is our final regular season game here on the island, but we've had a great season here in volleyball. It's been a tough one from the Whalers, but they've come back time and again. I want to thank John Aboli. I want to thank Jackie Vagnon. I want to thank, of course, the voice of the Whalers, Chris Morris. I want to thank Kevin Serrano. And, of course, Sean Davis with us on camera as we speak. And DC Collin, who's had the call for a couple games as well. And Colby Lucas, only a junior, means we get to look forward to his voice on the air for next volleyball season as well, because we'll be back for sure in 2025. Also want to thank all of our great sponsors out there, especially the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, Myrick O'Connell, Dune, may they rest in peace, onward into a restaurant heaven there, and of course our other sponsors there, the Nantucket Community Foundation, and Glidden and Brescher. A lot of great folks out there whose underwriting support makes Sports Connection possible. So be sure to tune in. If we have some home playoff games, we'll be bringing them to you. And of course, we're looking forward to the Island Cup off the island for the first time coming up Thanksgiving week there at Fenway Park. We'll be bringing it to you again for all of us at Nantucket Sports Connection. Have a great night, Whaler Nation.